I feel like if you do your research thoroughly, and don't be like me and go out and get all these damn cameras. Don't do that. Am I in focus? Am I in focus? There it goes. All right, guys. So I'm back. I'm Nisha from Nisha's View. I'm the Nisha in that. And today, well, actually, on my channel, if this is your first time here, thank you for watching. Thank you for locking in and tuning in with me. On this channel, we talk about photography and we talk about fashion. I love those two things, okay? But today we're on the photography side and we're going to talk about, do you really need the latest, the greatest, the best equipment to get the job done? And I'll give you some tips and suggestions that a beginner photographer can, take my advice on. Take it, the grain of salt. You have to walk your own line and walk your own and face your own battles and everything like that. But I'm just going to give you some essentials that I would recommend for a beginner photographer, and maybe what I should have listened to when I first started out, and what you really need to get the job done. It really goes back to those three things I talked about when I did my first video. You can check that out. I'll link it here for you to see and go back and refer to. It's the three things. The three things are: what's my budget? What's my purpose? Why am I getting this camera? What am I going to be shooting, photographing? And three, what brand or what family am I going to join? And then there was a bonus one of just take your time. You've done your research, and so you've been practicing, and you're digging this hobby. You're working through it, you're getting through it, and you keep seeing all these other new things, right? You keep seeing that, oh, I'm a Canon girl. First off, I'm a Canon girl, so I'm going to be talking specifically more about Canon, but this probably could go for any brand, any family that you're in. These cameras and these companies like to make you spend money. They really do. And so every so often, I'm gonna say maybe about every 2 years, 3 years, maybe every year, they come out with a new damn camera. They come out with a new camera, okay? And make you seem like you need all the cameras in the world. And you really don't need that in order to get the job done. So for me, I started off with a DSLR. It was a SL1, very small camera, crop sensor camera. And you did your research, so you know crop versus full frame, okay? It was a crop camera. It worked fine. It really did. And then I said, I started, doing other research and looking at YouTube, and was like, oh, maybe I need a little more megapixels. Okay. Then I went and I got a T6i, I think it was T6i. I got that. Still a crop sensor camera. Didn't realize that what I really needed, or I'm not even gonna say I needed, but what I really should have been looking at and guiding myself into was a full frame camera if I wanted more megapixels. But anyway, I digress. I got that camera. Then I found out about the full frame. And I got a 6D, a Canon 6D. I'm just saying all of this because I feel like if you do your research thoroughly, and don't be like me and go out and get all these damn cameras. Don't do that. Do your research now. And this is definitely an essential. You need a camera if you're wanting to do this thing. If you want to take your hobby serious and maybe even level up and go on and make this, your career and your profession, then I would definitely recommend you getting a camera. That's essential. It's essential to all of this. The camera, cameras nowadays, opposed to back when I started 9 years ago, the mirrorless for Canon, we're speaking Canon now, the mirrorless bodies for Canon was pretty much non-existent at that time. So fast forward to right now, 2023, the mirrorless, even crop sensor cameras for Canon, I am 100% sure is way better than my DSLR. It really is. Even just being in the mirrorless family, it's definitely a little bit better. I'm just gonna say it. It is better than a DSLR. I'm sorry. It is. Especially for beginner photographers, because there's so much, intuitive stuff in the camera, the eye tracking, for people, for animals, for cars. So definitely your camera body, you need your camera body. So that is definitely an essential item that you need. Second thing, lens. Lens is essential. It's an essential item. You gotta have a lens. And you may have started off with your kit lens, right? If you got your new camera, came with a kit lens, and I talked about this in my previous video. Go ahead, go back and watch it to consider. And you figured out, you practiced, you went out, you did everything, and you figured out that, okay, I like this certain focal length. Then I would recommend, if you like that focal length and you're considering getting a lens, not that you have to have the lens to get the job done, another lens or a new lens to get the job done, I would suggest a prime lens. That's just me. I like prime lens. Why? Because one, you can let in more light. If you shoot a lot in low light, or if you're doing videography, if you shoot a lot in low light, a prime lens would probably be a better option, because you can stop down pretty low on a prime lens. But again, don't do like me and go out and get all these damn lenses. I have a lot of lenses and I don't use half of them. But why do I still have them? Because I just want to have them. That's it. And see, like I said, I started way back years ago, before this mirrorless thing came onto the scene, with my DSLR. And I like prime. Like I said, I'm a prime girl, so I want to keep that one focal length all the time. So I heard, okay, I got started on my kit lens, right? It had that range, 18 to 50 something, can't remember. But I was like, okay, I don't really like this, because then you have the variable aperture in there. So I want something fixed. And so I read, oh, you need the nifty 50. Okay, so that's the 50 millimeter. Okay, all right, I get that, because I wanted to do portraits too. Okay, I got the nifty 50. Then I heard and I read, oh, you need a wide angle. Oh, okay. What should I get? Read, watch YouTube, 24 millimeter. Oh, okay, let me get 24 millimeter. I get a wide angle and I get more in my shot. Okay. Then it said, you need a 35 millimeter, because it's like an all-around good lens. You can use it for just about everything. I said, oh, okay, let me get a 35. Then came the 85. Oh, I really like this one. This is really nice. I like the 85. Now you see my favorite lens video. 85 is definitely my baby, and I stick with it, and I'm gonna stick beside him all the time. So, as I was getting into, that was my DSLR. That was definitely it. And then I got into different brands. Tamron made a mount for Canon. They made a mount for Sony. They made a mount for Nikon. and then the Sigma. They make a mount, DSLR, they make a mount for Canon. And that's what I got. I got the 85, I got the 85 and the Sigma, and then I got a 35. Now tell me, why did I get another 35 millimeter in a Tamron when I already had one for Canon? I didn't need it. I really didn't need it. I just wanted it. And honestly, you know, the Tamron lens is really good. And, you know, that's a whole nother video. It's a whole nother video. But anyway, I got another 35. Didn't need it. I was like, oh, maybe I need a Zeiss lens. Went out and bought a Zeiss lens. That's a manual focus lens. That means you got to manually focus. There ain't no auto focus on that thing. But it's good. It's really good. It's a really good 50 millimeter. But you got to be precise with it, baby. You got to be precise with it. So I was like, okay, all of these damn lenses. Then I needed 100 millimeter because I'm doing beauty work. Which, don't go out here buying all this stuff. Don't do, because it can get expensive. It is like an expensive hobby. It's an expensive career, and you wonder why certain photographers charge what they charge, because the equipment is so damn high. It's high. It's high as hell. But anyway, this is definitely an essential part of being a photographer. If you can't get like a 1 terabyte, invest in some little, flash drives. 512, I think they make these in a terabyte too. But if you don't want to do this, then just still stick with your flash drives, because this will save you. Okay, you want to be able to save your work and then share the work, of course. But you want to be able to save your work and keep your work. And especially if you're going to go in the professional route and make this your career, you gotta have your work saved. It's very important that you save your work on an external hard drive, and not so much keeping it on your laptop or your computer, your desktop, or however once this is starting to fill up a little bit, I move things over to my bigger external drive or external, hardware. So yeah, this camera bag is an essential thing. You want to be able to take care of your equipment and store that equipment, and a camera bag, a good camera bag would definitely help with that. Now, if you don't want to spend a lot of money on it, then and you're just getting started, I would definitely recommend like a messenger bag instead of maybe a backpack, because a messenger bag will give you easier access to your equipment and your camera and your lens. And then that will deter you from buying a whole lot of stuff, because you can't put a whole lot of stuff in that messenger bag. So definitely that cloth, soft cleaning cloth to clean off your camera, clean off your lens, clean off the screen. It works wonders for sure. Now, another essential thing that I would say is probably right up there with your camera and your lens is battery. Extra batteries. Always have your extra batteries. Oh my God, mine are charging. But definitely have your extra batteries, right? And charge them before you go out. If you're going on a shoot, or even if you're just taking pictures of your family or whatever, still charge your batteries, because you don't want to get somewhere and you on 2 notches. Okay, you on 2, and that's the only battery you got. No, you want to definitely charge your batteries and have extra batteries. That's the essentials that I will recommend that you start with, and not be like me and get all them damn cameras and all the lens. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're already ahead if you're starting now, because cameras and the technology that is out there now is a lot different than when I started. Even 8 years ago, even 2 years ago. Like right now, I'm filming on the R. I have a mirrorless R, and I use my R6. I have an R6. So see, that's another thing. Should I talk about that? Should I talk about why anyway, I'm not gonna talk about it. But anyway, I knew the things that I know now, I wish I knew right back then, and I wouldn't have all these things, because there are other things that I have that I don't even use. Like right now, like I said, the lens that I have, I use right now I'm filming on the 50, which I like, but the 85 and the 35 are in my bag the majority of the time. 2 lenses, 2 out of all of those that you've seen. So definitely, take it with a grain of salt. My opinion is my opinion, and I can't speak for anyone else, but I would just share. I like to share my knowledge on things and my experience on things, because I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be 100% with you every time I'm going to give it to you like it is. Okay, I thank you all. I thank all of my new subscribers. Thank you, my old heads. Thank you for being there with me, journeying with me through this channel. And if you like this kind of content, definitely like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of that. And yeah, we're gonna keep it going. Oh my God, I didn't get a notification.